Welcome everybody to part 2 of this American Bosch radio restore.
What up?
When last we left, I hooked up all these gator wires and tested it. We got it to work. So on part 2 here, I'm going to concentrate on replacing all the components on this so-called circuit board here. We're also going to rebuild this 10 ohm resistor.
Well, this is getting exciting.
All of them but one were blown on here, so we're going to fix that, and I got the parts to do it. Here's my parts. I'm not going to use all of these, but I ordered these for replenishments on my stock. But I should have everything here I need to replace everything on here. There's some resistors for the 10 ohm here. So now, since you can't see this board very well, there's a picture of this on the schematic. So let's take a gander at that. Okay, here's a picture of that board. They call this a resistor strip. And there's 15 caps on here and 14 resistors. So this is going to take quite a while to replace. So let's remove that sucker from the radio. Okay, looks like there's one screw here, holding that in there on the chassis. Then I've got to cut these wires here and label these before I can get it out of there. So I'll do that off camera. This has been quite a job here. It's taken me about an hour here.
Stop whining.
I think there's one more wire left here. Let's get these labeled.
I'm having fun.
Now I've been bending these wires here just so those labels don't slip off that. We'll take a look at this as soon as I bend this wire here. Well, there's 23 wires on there. 23.
Yeah, you can count.
Most of them are on the bottom. There's some over here.
I think your wires must be crossed.
If somebody wanted to play a dirty trick on you, they would take all of these off and you would have no idea where those go. If it was somebody else, it probably wouldn't take that long to figure that out, but with me, that would take me weeks, maybe months to figure that out.
You dumb cluck.
And there you can see all the labels on the chassis there. So let's replace all these caps here. I'll stop by from time to time to show you my progress. So I better get to work. Okay, I've got 13 of the 14 caps done. I found the easiest way to do this is just to do a hook and pinch. I got one more left, so I'll show you how I do it. I just take the capacitor and lift up on it, and that exposes the wire there, because I need a longer wire to do the hook and pinch. See that? Now I just clean up these pins with some alcohol, so I'll go ahead and do that, and then we'll take a look at it. Ladies and gentlemen, the world's ugliest capacitors.
Ugly is as ugly does.
They all got tar coming out of them.
Yeah.
They're all sticky. Ew.
Ew.
Let's see what's inside this. Piece of tar at the end. This was a 0.5. Stinks. That's it. Let's put those in the garbage.
This one's going straight in the garbage.
Okay, next is the resistors. This one here is supposed to be 20K and it measures 32. And all these other ones are really high too, so they all gotta go. Well, I have completed the board here. Praise the Lord.
Hallelujah!
It's got all new caps, all new resistors, new wires. I cleaned up the board here. I had so much flux on here, and then there was still flux left over from 1934, so I had to clean that up. It looks pretty good now.
It's wonderful.
You think this is gonna work? Oh man, who knows? I'm just glad it's done. I don't think I'd ever want to do that again. Okay, onward to the next. So next on the agenda is to remove this tuning capacitor here. I've already loosened a couple of screws. I think there's one more screw holding that in there. So let me take that one screw out and we'll pull it out. I had to loosen this tone control to get to the one screw that was under here. So that's out. It's loose now, so the only thing holding that in there is some wires. Looks like there's a wire here and a wire here, plus the wires for the light. Looks like there's a ground wire there. Got a grid cap wire here. Well, there it is. A little bit dusty, huh? Looks like this light here comes off of this screw. Look at that gear, it's part of the dial tuning. It's got like a spring in there. Kind of weird, huh? Oh crap, looks like I bent this.
What a bonehead.
I better be careful of this thing here. I want to take this off.
Then do it.
Looks like maybe these two screws hold it in there. Let's try this. That spring thing is hooked up over here. See that? It's wrapped around there. Pretty fancy mechanism, huh?
Fancy.
I'll take this outside and blow off all that dust. All that dust is gone. I don't know if I should put this in the dishwasher or what. I think I'll take these gears off here. Maybe this whole thing comes out. Let's try that. There's a set screw on that one. kind of loose. Like there's a screw there. See that? I don't know if that comes out. Looks like there's a nut down here. Let me see if I can take that off. I can't find a wrench to fit that, so I'm just going to use these vice grips here. That came loose. Let's put that in the dishwasher. After thinking about it, I decided not to put it in the dishwasher. So I just let it soak with some Dawn detergent with some hot water, and I left it in there for like 4 hours. So this is what it looks like now. I haven't polished it up yet, but I think it looks pretty good. It's just got some patent numbers here. De jure Amsco, New York, USA.
New York?
New York.
New York City.
Well, here's the tuner, partially put together. It's been polished. It's nice and shiny. And I put these gears on here. And this section here. But as I was looking at this, there was a problem with these gears in here. The first set here is okay, but there's a second set for the fine tuning. So let me show you that. If you take a look at this, there's two sets of gears here. The first one is this brass one here. If you turn it, you see there's a steel one there too. So this outside one is for the coarse tuning, and this other one is for the fine tuning. As you can see here, the teeth look okay on the second one, but let's take a look from the other side. Some of those teeth are worn down to nubs. Okay, this is looking at the other side. And if you look closely, you can see the gears on that second one. There's hardly anything there. This area right in here. You see, they're worn down to a nub.
And it's worn down to a tiny little nub.
There's a good shot of it right there. So something must have happened on this, where somebody was grinding on that thing or something. So if you keep going, you can see the teeth coming back. So that section towards the end there is okay. So this thing will work, but not as good as if it was new. But there's nothing I can do about it. It's not like I can just get in the car, drive to Ace Hardware, ask them for a new gear, buy it, and come home. So I'll have to live with it. On to the next. Okay, now that this is done, and this is done, it's time to do this. I've got to take these IF cans out, rewire them because the wires cut underneath. So also these grid cap wires got to be replaced. I got to clean this up. That's the dreaded cleanup of the chassis. Looks like there's only a little bit of rust on it, so that shouldn't be too bad. There's the IF can wires that I've got to replace. There's one here and there's one here. There's a few resistors I have to change. Here's one cap here. And then I'm gonna have to rebuild this canned ohm resistor here. And once that's completed, we can power this up. See if this actually will work. And I can't forget the transformer. Something tells me that this is going to be colonial red. I know you're all looking forward to that, aren't you?
You jerk!
Okay, Buzz, get your ass in gear. Get to work. Well, there it is. See what a little scrubbing can do? I spent many hours yesterday doing this, so I like it. There's the rear. What I think I'll do here is just put a clear coat over this section here to protect this and that. There's the side. I'm going to paint this later, so enjoy it while you can.
Jerk!
There's the other side. Next up, I'm going to install this board here. Attach all these wires. And when that's completed, I'm going to rebuild this canned ohm resistor here. And when that's done, I think we'll be pretty close to powering this baby up.
Excellent.
We've got the board installed. And it was going along pretty smooth. But then I ran into a little bit of a problem. Let me show you.
Now what?
No, this was unexpected. One of the wires here, I think it was the center tap wire here, the insulation came off. Let me just see what this looks like. It was the one I was worried about. That was the center tap wire. And this wire here looks like the insulation is crumbling. And I just didn't want any shorts in here. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put some new wires on there.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
Well, it's all rewired. Just looking at this here, it looks like I got pretty hot at one time. I checked the voltages on it and everything looks good, so...
Seems a little sketchy.
I don't know. Okay, on to the next. Okay, next I'm going to replace this canned ohm resistor here. Now at first I thought maybe I could use this, just take out the element in there and use the contact pins here, but looks like it's in there pretty good. So I got another plan. When I complete that, I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, to replace this, I made this.
Oh, brother.
I made this out of acrylic, put a couple of terminal strips on there. And I'm gonna take this and glue it about right there using some epoxy. Now the reason why I made it like this, instead of just taking terminal strips and then drilling holes and putting them on here, is because on the other side of this here is that label, this label.
Well, so what about it?
This was mounted on the opposite end there. You can see one of the holes here. So underneath this label, there was a rivet. Now I had to drill those out, and in doing so, that left a hole right there.
A hole?
So I thought to myself, what the hell am I gonna do now? So I went on the internet and I found a picture of the label. And this right here, 6A7, I printed that out and I cut that and I pasted it there to make it look halfway decent. I just added a little buzz touch to it. Let me glue that in there. wire up all this mess, and we'll see how that looks. Okay, here's this part. It's been glued, it's been wired up. I think it looks pretty good. Now I still have to add 2 capacitors on here. I decided to make another board here. We got dual Sprague atoms, electrolytic caps, 8 microfarad each. Probably put that like that. Wire it up here, here, and here. Then that should be pretty close to being finished, I think. So as soon as I finish this one up, we'll come back. Okay, I completed these 2 caps here, glued this board on, and I've been taking the meter and going from point to point over here to see if all these things are going where they're supposed to, because I'm worried I made a mistake somewhere. Now so far, I don't think I made a mistake, but I did find something a little bit odd here. Let me show you. This is the antenna coil here. And this wire here is connected to the antenna below. And I was trying to make some readings between this and one of these pins here to see if they had continuity. And I didn't get anything. Now this consists of a bigger coil here, of fat wires. I get continuity between these 2 pins. But from here, there's like a small, like 5 winds here. It goes down and there's like 2 or 3 winds here, and it goes inside this core, and it's supposed to go to one of these other pins over here to ground. And it's not registering anything. So I pulled it off here. We're gonna take a look at it. I'm thinking maybe there's a broken wire over here. Well, there it is. This wire is loose. Now it goes on one of these terminals here. Here you can see that better here. It's wound around here. Comes off here, and it's wound a couple more times around here. And it goes through a hole in there. Let me see if I can heat this up. There's some wax on it. Heat that up and pull that wire out. And check that wire for continuity. Aha. Let's see if we get any continuity from here to here. We got nothing there. That wire's not even soldered on there. Let me see if I can pull it out of there.
Pull up! Pull up!
Let me scrape off the insulation and measure this and this. No continuity.
Oh, crap.
Let me unwind that. Aha. Broken wire. Let's see if I can patch that up. Okay, there's a splice there. And a splice there. Sort of a Mickey Mouse thing, but that's what Buzz specializes in, don't you think?
Yep.
Let's test the continuity on it. Okay, we got one wire here. One here. 0.5 ohms.
Not too bad, but not too good either, brother.
Success. I was just going to put this antenna coil back, and I just noticed this right here. Looks like something smoked there. You see that? You think that wire smoked?
You got a cigarette on you?
You can see that on my finger there. Weird. Okay, now that we got the antenna coil fixed, pretty much ready to test this. Woohoo! I installed a new power cord and a plug. So all this is looking pretty good. Now the question is, will this work? I'm on the fence on this one. I think it'll work, but then again, it could smoke. I guess I'm not too confident. But this was a lot of wiring on here. You know, anybody could make a mistake. Even though I was looking on the schematic and using the ohm meter and checking everything out. So, let's just say I'm as confident as I can be and pessimistic as I can be. So, 50-50, what do you think?
Hey, Buzz!
What do you want?
I watched you rewire that, and no way in hell will that even work. It'll probably go up in smoke.
You want to bet?
Okay, I suggest we bet on these animal crackers here. They're the frosted type, and they're yummy.
I love those things.
How about it?
Okay, it's a bet. I'll bet you these. These are the circus animal frosted cookies, and you've got the mythical creature ones. I never had those, so I'll bet you these, okay?
Okay, it's a bet. Boy, am I gonna feast on these tonight.
I think I'll just take possession of these animal crackers here and see what happens. All right, here we go. Box is hot. This is the volts going into the radio, and that's the amp draw. Here we go. Let's not beat around the bush. Let's just go up to 30 volts. Look, that's the DCB plus coming up already. Let's go up some more. Wow, I think this is gonna work. Gonna have me some animal crackers tonight.
Not so fast, Buzz. You haven't won yet.
We got 3 volts. If there's any type of smoke or anything, we'll be able to see it here. So let's go up to 60. It's looking good here. 70. Hear that? Poor Dickel. He's sweaty now. $90 volts. This should work good with all these new caps in there. It's about 95 to 100 volts. We're drawing less than a half amp, which is, I think, right on. Let's see if we can tune anything.
Portions of Charlie Kirk are brought to you in part by TikTok, Economic Impact.
You did it, boy.
We're able to reach young people is because of our embracing of that app. Joining us now, who do we have? The name is Cleopatra. You are the first
Thanks, Dickel.
ever met.
Oh, crap.
Can't wait to try these mythical creatures.
I am an author, and I've published 14 fiction first nonfiction book titled The Rebellious Generation. So my question is to ask what advice...
That plays for the Lakers next year. Big would take fantastic. I think so long as there is
be maybe the motivating factor to move, but now you have that housing equity, you have a low interest rate mortgage. Why not just put that back?
Ну, многих, особенно простых людей, get a hot deal on those models.
Where?
At video only. Check out the ratings on TV stores.
I see. Video only scored better than the others.
That's the
So, if
tone.
you want the best deal on the best TVs,
Then we should take our TV ratings and head over to top-rated video only.
Lack of building has really made the typical age of a home.
more of the energy boosting, revitalizing, cleansing superfoods in every. Just how important was.
Haven't heard that song in a while. Well, there you go. Well, that will conclude today's episode. In part 3, we're going to finish up the cabinet, make that look brand new, just like the underbelly of this chassis here. Not only did this radio not smoke, it works, and I'm now the proud owner of 2 bags of frosted animal cookies. It doesn't get any better than this. Good night, everybody.
Buzz, can I have one of those, please?
No.
What? You cheapskate.
Oh, okay. Open your mouth.
Wonderful. Pass the milk, please.